Considering how much entertainment and joy our pets bring us, it's only fair we return the favor from time to time. But while chew toys and catnip are great, there's some much more creative and impressive ways out there to make pets' lives way better. From futuristic robot pet sitters to the craziest, most hilariously over-the-top animal houses you'll ever see, let's check out the ultimate upgrades to a pet's life. When it comes to treating pets right, it's not always about giving them your tasty leftovers as a treat. To really give an animal a great life, you need to make sure it's able to exercise, and what better way to do so than with a crazy futuristic looking exercise wheel. Several varieties of these bad boys are available on the market, or can even be built as a DIY project. They work using simple rolling mechanisms that don't require any external power to run. Your cat simply hops on when it feels like it and starts running, with its own body weight being enough to get things rolling. Of course, that's all after you've overcome the initial hurdle of your cat being a cat and, not being at all interested. But if you're more of a dog person and still want your pet to be able to walk itself while indoors, don't worry. Pet company Firepaw have you covered with their mini dog treadmill. Free from any electrical power, this clever device uses a slight incline and a secure harness to provide easy exercise for smaller dogs to take at their own pace, all while looking very cute indeed. With their own personal exercise equipment at home, your pets will be able to use up all that excess energy that may otherwise be spent tearing up your house. But if you're still a little suspicious about what your personal critters are getting up to while you're out of the house, PetCube has you covered. The company produces an impressive range of products that allow you to watch and interact with your pets via a camera synced up to your smart devices. These little cubes come in variations that include controllable laser toys for cats to chase, two-way speakers to soothe anxious pets with the sound of your familiar voice, and some versions can even dispense treats. But if you don't need all the high-tech smart features of PetCube's range, there are plenty of simpler laser toy systems available on Amazon to keep your kitties entertained. These sit on your furniture, looking surprisingly decorative for a pet toy, and rotate their internal mirrors to keep cats entertained for hours with simple lasers, which, as everyone knows, are a cat's only weakness. If all this laser beam talk is getting you in the mood for science fiction, but you're still wanting to appeal to your feline friends, boy do I have something for you. Combining the sci-fi trope of mech suits with the cuteness of cats, some very skilled Redditors managed to construct these kitty mech suits, using little more than cardboard and plastic. Now, granted, you'd have a challenge getting a cat into one to begin with, but if I know cats like I think I do, once you explain that they'll become an unstoppable killing machine once they've climbed in, they'll be right on board. If they don't believe you, just show them these whisker-raising Photoshops Reddit users over at r/Photoshop Battles put together. In space, no one can hear you purr. Of course, mech suits are great and all, but what if your pet is more into spaghetti westerns than space operas? Well, there's always the option to dress them up with their own personal cowboy rider. Even if your dog isn't immediately a fan of having a Wild West freeloader hitching a ride on their back, seeing the joyous laughter it brings may just change their minds. As hilarious as a dog in a costume looks, it's been done before. If you really want to stand out while making your pet look way cooler, you need to pick up or make a pair of bearded dragon wings. Guaranteed to bring awe and hilarity to any reptile owner, these wings strap on with a leash, allowing others to walk their scaly pals in style. If you want a pet dragon, but don't want to risk being eaten alive by one of these fellows, this is your best bet. With enough encouragement, your lizard may even fly. Just make sure if he tries, there's a soft landing waiting below. If your pet has more expensive taste though, it doesn't get much more high fashion than a doggy ball gown. Yes, they exist, and they're just as ludicrously expensive as human ball gowns. But who can put a price on your pooch's self-esteem, am I right? Sure, the £40,000 or $50,000 asking price for this particular gown might seem a little steep for something your furry friend will probably just end up pooping all over. But with thousands of Swarovski crystals sewn into a dress of pure silk satin, any poops taken while in costume will appear so classy, most people won't even notice the smell. While some fashion choices are a matter of preference, others are a matter of necessity. But even when your dog is wearing a cone to stop them licking or biting their wounds, you can help them stay classy with a simple trick. Simply stick a wooden stick into the cone and add a few plush olives for decoration. Now your pooch is not only feeling less insecure about their involuntary headwear, they're also ready for their first day of cocktail making school. I'll take a golden retriever martini, although this disappointed looking pup seems like he could use it more. Another way you can integrate a touch of flair to your dog's life is with a welcoming smile of their own. There's no better way to do this than with a novelty dog chew toy that gives your dog more expression than ever, like these Humunga Lips. All emotions and vibes are available across the web, be it the expression of mustachioed dismay seen here, the golden grilled swag of this one, or the memeability of this one. You could even buy a Humunga tongue in case your dog's tongue isn't quite as cartoonishly long as you like. If your dog's a more of a serious outdoorsy type, you might want to opt for a slightly less comical outfit. Running in nature can take quite a toll on a dog's paws, especially in areas with snow or sharp stones. To help a pupper out, you can strap them into a pair of all-terrain dog walking boots from Rough Wear, which actually look pretty cool while keeping your dog's paws protected. They also have a grippy exterior to help your dog take its hiking skills to the next level. When all that extra speed your dog will be capable of leaves them feeling a little hot, Rough Wear have a solution for that too. Their clever cooling vest uses evaporation to keep things at a pleasant temperature for an exercising dog. The vest is intended to be dampened before use, and the water evaporates from the vest as it's warmed by the dog's body heat. This evaporation transfers heat away from the dog and vest, cooling your canine in the process. But to experience the cooling effects of an exercise vest, your pet needs to be able to fit in it first. If yours is a little far on the tubby side, you can help it get in shape with a personal pet fitness robot. Yes, that's a thing. In case you didn't already realize we're living in the future, you can now buy robots that roll around to play with your pets, like the Voram Pet Fitness Robot. You can schedule automatic drives as well as being able to control the motion directly via an app. It even spits out treats for the pets who aren't quite swayed by the thrill of the chase alone. Once your pet's lost enough weight to fit into its ball gown, you'll need to get it washed and ready for a night on the town. But washing pets, especially large dogs, can be a nightmare. Luckily, you can make the experience smoother and more fun for you and your dog alike with the bizarre-looking but surprisingly effective Woof Washer. With 360 degrees of spray coverage straight from your hose, your dog will be hot to trot before you can say kibble. Plus, it can easily reach those areas of your dog you'd really rather not go anywhere near with your hands. This way, it's just less awkward for both of you. While we're on the topic of upgrading your dog's lifestyle, we may as well take a look at the next natural step, getting your pooch a place of its own. You could build a specialized room in your home just for your dog, like Twitter user AI_Chris16's brother did, although a doghouse in the backyard is the usual choice. But I don't mean some tattered wooden kennel in an overgrown corner. Your pooch deserves nothing but the best, and several incredible doghouses have been shared online by proud owners, like this Bauhaus-inspired doghouse, designed by German company Best Friends Home, who specialize in made-to-order doghouses with unmissable individuality. Their Bauhaus kennel is constructed of shatterproof glass and sturdy wood, ensuring it'll survive even the wildest house parties your dog will inevitably throw. Plus, with his own house in your yard, if Fido poops on his own floor, that's his problem now. When choosing or building a custom doghouse, you could also draw inspiration from this one, which had to be delivered by truck alongside its personal doggy pool. The pup inside seems pleased, and with an interior that stylish, it's no surprise. But these extravagant kennels pale in comparison to this, the Taj Mahal Doghouse from Rockstar Puppy Boutique. This royal pup palace is made to order from architectural foam and stucco, but will set you back $40,000. So you'd better really love your dog if you ever plan to buy one. Whatever luxury home you choose for your pooch, you'll also need a set of wheels out front if you want to give your pup the premium life. The most pampered pooches deserve a fittingly sporty vehicle to get around in, like this little guy, spotted cruising in his remote-controlled BMW in New York City. Or this little fellow, who enjoyed taking a spin on an RC car, proving that you don't need big-name wheels to give your pup a fun ride. Of course, not all dogs can fit onto a remote-controlled car. For the bigger fellows, an open window or a spot in the truck bed are usually the only ways to catch a ride. But unfortunately, sticking their faces into the wind out of a car window can dry out a dog's eyes. Thankfully, Twitter user Poppy Jose shared his aunt's bright idea for how to avoid this problem by strapping a pair of goggles on the dog for the journey. Whoever said safety wasn't cool. Just head to Amazon for all your dog goggle needs. With a doghouse and a car, your dog is pretty much set. but they could still use a few nice extras. Most dogs love toys, but they often end up being ripped to tatters, especially with puppies. Luckily, the black box dog squeak cactus is built with eventually being ripped apart in mind. Its outer layer is a regular plush toy, but once your dog has chewed it up a little, it opens up to reveal another cactus inside with a textured chew toy inside that. If your dog's more of a lover than a fighter, there's a toy for that too. In a truly bizarre alternative to letting your dog hump your couch cushions, I present to you the Hot Doll. Marketed as a tool to prevent mating-related stress and let dogs blow off steam, this thing is definitely not something you'd want to have to explain to guests. But if your dog is humping everything and can get its paws on, it may be a better choice for the both of you. Plus, if someone does ask, you can just tell them it's modern art. Oh, and don't worry, it's very easy to clean. Thank God. After that, I think we need to restore some class to your pet's abode. And nothing says sophistication quite like a Renaissance painting of your pet. If you needed final confirmation that your cat is king and your dog is commander, Royal Cats and Dogs have got you covered. Likewise, Crown & Paw offers sophisticated pet portraiture of every kind, finally capturing the level of respect we have for our furry friends. But pets with scales, tails, and fins deserve just as much of a fun environment as their furry counterparts. For pet fish, life usually consists of swimming around a tank looking out at the same four walls. But with an inverted aquarium, you can give your fish a life of an incredibly different kind. Setting one up requires suspending a clear glass tank on a metal frame above the waterline of a pond, and sucking the air out with an old vacuum cleaner or pump. This sucks the water up into the container, allowing the fish to swim up and explore. Not only will you be able to see your fish clear, they'll be able to see the world around them with a clarity they would never before have dreamed of. But what if your fish don't swim so good? Well, Leighton Taylor from Blackpool, England had that issue when his goldfish Einstein developed a disability that made it nearly impossible to swim. But instead of letting his aquatic pal uncontrollably sink to the bottom, Leighton set him up with some recycled tubing to act as a buoyancy aid. With his newfound buoyancy, Einstein swims around much easier while looking very stylish in the process, showing the world that swimming troubles needn't be a death sentence for pet fish. Sticking with creatures that live in tanks, any reptile or reptile owner who's into Star Wars would appreciate this vivarium. Also suitable for amphibians, this foggy landscape encased in glass would let you observe whatever you put inside crawling around like alien creatures among the famous scenery from Star Wars Episode 5. Hamsters, mice, gerbils, and rats deserve some high-quality accommodations too, and what better lodgings for small furballs that love to explore than a popsicle stick mansion. The size you make is entirely up to you, but thanks to the small size of many rodents, an impressive abode can be crafted surprisingly easy, if you've got time. All you need is an outer case to keep the setup in, a whole lot of wooden popsicle sticks, and some super glue. A generous helping of patience and precision will come in handy too. As time-consuming as building a rodent mansion may be, it's nothing compared to building an entire house dedicated to cats. The Nian House, designed by architects at Asahi Kasai, is a fully functional home that's geared up for being as fun as possible for cats. There's tunnels in the walls and platforms at every level to encourage jumping and exploration. There's even a little tray in the bathroom. If this house goes up for sale, whoever buys it will be mistaken in thinking it's their house. No. This one is well and truly for the cats. But the Nian House isn't the only home dedicated to maintaining a constant level of purring. This spectacular feline paradise can be found in Goleta, California. In a $35,000 renovation by Trillium Enterprises, the home was decked out with beams, spiral walkways, and hidey holes, making it as close to kitty heaven as you can get. The only way it could be made better would be with this steampunk cat tunnel, designed to add a retro-futuristic appearance while providing endless fun for kitty cats. You could even take it one step further and connect the indoor tunnel to a set of outdoor tunnels. These long metal cages are great for cats that wouldn't usually be allowed outside and can allow them to enjoy watching the outside world from a safe vantage point. You'll need a lot of wood, some wire fencing, and the appropriate tools to cut and shape it, but your feline friends will certainly appreciate having a runway like this. But if you don't want to commit to a full system of tunnels, I'm sure your cat would be just as happy with a suspension bridge. As long as they can look down on us like the peasants we are, cats seem to be happy. For those who don't have an easy way for cats to get to the ground, like people living in multi-story apartments, a different type of bridge can come in handy. In Switzerland, there's a growing trend of people placing cat ladders between their apartment balconies and the ground floor. This lets otherwise trapped indoors cats reach the ground safely, opening up a whole world of exploration. But if your cat is too lazy to use a ladder, you can always resort to the cat lift. This hilariously DIY project can be made using a plastic container, a cat flap, and a motorized pulley system. Of course, it's unnecessary, but it's nothing if not a conversation starter for your next dinner party. If you'd also like to apply automated motorized technology to cleaning out your cat's litter tray, there's a futuristic solution already available. The Litter Robot Self-Cleaning Cat Litter Box is a stroke of genius when it comes to feline hygiene. A large central chamber houses the litter, and once your cat's done its business, the entire chamber rotates automatically. The clean litter filters through a mesh ready for reusing, while the dry litter clumps together and is transported into an odor-blocking chamber ready for collection. Who'd have guessed the world of kitty litter would ever become so high-tech? But if your self-cleaning litter tray isn't enough of a conversation starter at your next party, why not show off your pet bird riding a miniature skateboard? While you may still struggle with a basic ollie, your bird will be popping kickflips in no time. Thanks to their natural curiosity, toy skateboards like Tech Decks make great additions to any bird's toy collection. Having said that, if you don't start calling your skatebirder Tony Hawk once it starts mastering the board, I'll be very disappointed in you. But not every bird's a natural skater. If your feathered friend prefers shopping, take them with you with a shopping cart of their own. Available to buy on Amazon, these little carts will ensure your winged pals get a taste of the rampant consumerism we all know well. Although realistically, it'll probably just knock the cart over and freak itself out. But that's just as entertaining. If the grocery store assistance from your cart-riding bird isn't enough, you can get some emotional support while working too. Thanks to these miniature toy laptops. Your dog may not initially understand what the object is, but by watching you working away, it'll soon gain a newfound sense of responsibility. Before you know it, your pet will be filling in spreadsheets and meeting quarterly targets with the best of them. But as they say, all work and no play makes Fido a dull dog. So to maintain your pet's work hard, play hard balance, it's a good idea to pick up some fun toys for their off time, like one of these windmill cat toys available from various sellers on Amazon. With a soft, spiky center designed to be rubbed against and chewed on, these strange contraptions rotate and flash like a big fidget spinner for felines. But if your pets prefer a more diverse array of colors with their toys, there's always the option to buy them a ball pit. Designed for ferrets who love to tumble around among the colorful balls, Marshall Pet Products Ball Pit and Tunnel makes for endless fun for curious, playful furballs. Any small pet with a natural inclination for digging and hunting in tunnels will be impossible to tear away once they're in. But at least that'll give you time to play in your own full-size ball pit for humans. Don't pretend you don't want one after seeing how much fun those ferrets are having. When it comes to giving your pet what it wants, spoiling them rotten once in a while is without doubt the ultimate gift. And what better way to do so than booking them in for a stay at a luxury pet hotel? Like the Posh Pet Hotel in West Palm Beach, Florida, where your furry friend will receive their very own fancy bedroom suite and access to a play area. Or there's Spa Paws Hotel in Fort Worth, Texas, where luxury toys and treats are found at every turn, and new waggy-tailed friendships await at the poolside. These types of luxury pet hotels can be found all over the world, so why not treat your little friends sometime? Deep down, you and I both know they deserve it, though you may have to help them write their guestbook entry afterwards. What's your pet's favorite way to unwind after a long, hard day of being awesome? Have they tried any of the suggestions in this video? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.